Hi everyone, it's Alison from alisonheathersutton.co.uk. I am a coach and a writer, and I wanted to make a video to talk to you today about some work that I have been doing with another teacher that I'm finding really incredible, and so it's something that you might find useful too, so I thought I'd make a quick video about it for you. So I don't know if any of you have heard of a kind of a spiritual comedian called Kyle Cease. I've spent a lot of time over the past couple of weeks watching a lot of his material and find it really inspirational and useful. And he made a video all around becoming a visionary and how visionaries are kind of the people that are needed to change the world, people that see that kind of bigger picture and something more than is possible or that we believe is possible right now, and how we can kind of apply that sort of thinking to our own lives. How can we see something that is bigger and kind of more of a vision for what we want to create than we're seeing right now? So there was an exercise that he suggested people do, which is called 100 possibilities. And the idea is very simple. You start off writing all the things that come to mind that are like those, as he calls them, holy shit possibilities that just look enormous and huge right now. And it is not something that you can kind of think about, how am I going to do this? There's no hows involved in this. This is just crazy, crazy vision time. So I started off talking about my first few were about me, and then there was a few that became about my family and those close to me. And then I noticed how I was coming up with these kind of massive global visions, and it was a really inspiring thing to do. And the idea is that you do this every day for, I guess, as long as you want to do it. And the interesting thing is, after writing out my 100, which did take kind of took a while to get the flow going and to kind of think about these crazy things that maybe we might not really consider. Like, I think one of mine was disease has been eliminated. So, kind of really kind of crazy things. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is, after having done this for a couple of days now, when I finish the process, my mind is still tuning in to crazy possibilities. One of the crazy possibilities I had yesterday was I received a video in an email from a guy who's very well known, so I'm not going to mention his name. And I suddenly thought, I would really love to coach you and help you to see something new about something you're struggling with. And so my mind, which would normally I wouldn't even think about reaching out and contacting him. I'm going to reach out and contact him. Whether he says yes or no, who knows? But the fact that I'm open now to bigger possibilities than I may have been before starting this process means that there is going to be some things that create a change in my life. It's guaranteed to create a change in my life somehow. If I'm not keeping my thinking really small and acting out of that small place, and I'm kind of up here in my what else is possible place that is expansive and feels really aligned with what I do and what excites me, then that is going to create change on some level. So this is an invitation to you. If you haven't heard of Kyle Cease or watched the video, I'd highly recommend that you do. But just start with journaling and writing down crazy, holy shit possibilities, because it starts to have an effect on your mind. And one of the things, and another thing that I'm kind of seeing on a deeper level these days, is the power of what's called our reticular activating system. I won't go into the science bit. I recently did a workshop on vision boards where I talked more about the science behind what we notice in the world and how we create our own world through what we are seeing. But the reticular activating system is basically our pattern matcher. So we are programming ourselves constantly with what to look for out there. So there's circumstances, there's life happening, and we're all kind of living in the same set of circumstances. So, okay, imagine 4 people in an office. We're all in the same environment, we're all in the same building, we're all in the same room, we're in, kind of a small space together. We are all having 4 completely different experiences of it based on our own programming of what we are noticing and paying attention to. And we constantly are telling ourselves what to notice and what to pay attention to. So I guess it's a little bit like when you are changing, you've probably all heard this example, when you are changing your car, you may have not have noticed, so when I was changing my car, I was changing it to an MX-5. Prior to that, I'd never really noticed MX-5s on the road. Suddenly when I decided I would buy one, I was seeing them everywhere. Or the other time I really remember a tangible example was when I was pregnant with my children and suddenly started seeing pregnant women everywhere. So they'd always been there, the MX-5s had always been there, but because I hadn't been programming my RAS to notice those things, they hadn't been coming into my field of awareness. I'm going to make another video about this sometime because it's a really, really, really fundamental thing to understand. I'm starting to see this now, that what we are paying attention and focusing on becomes our entire life and how we experience our entire life. It creates all of our feelings. It creates all of our beliefs. It creates all of our actions. It is the program behind our life experience. So I will make another video on that another day. But just to say, notice possibility. Start making a list of your 100 or your 50 or your 20 or your 5 even. Start to notice holy fucking shit possibilities that just seem so ludicrous and ridiculous. Start to kind of use your creativity to just kind of dream up these impossible things and notice what happens to the rest of your day and how you feel and to your life. And I will do a follow-up video to this because I have only been doing it for a couple of days, but already I've noticed a huge shift. So if I'd invite you to do it and let me know what happens, let me know how you feel about that, or even write to me and tell me, Alison, you are off your rocker. But whatever you like, I'd be really interested to know. So thank you for listening, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye for now.